We will begin with a presentation about the Sardinian traditional dish and eatable grasses from Angela Pude. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the name correctly.
It's no problem. It's Angela Luis Puda. So for the next time. So hello to everybody. I wanted to present you a traditional recipe of the pastoral culture. It's named pane fratao. Okay. So I had some technical difficulties, so you are helping me with the presentation. Thank you. So pane fratao, it's a traditional recipe, as I told, from the pastoral culture. And on the second slide, you see the pictures. On the left side, you see the traditional recipe. These are different layers with a traditional bread, a tomato sauce, and pecorino cheese. Pecorino cheese is from sheep milk. And then I tried to create a vegan alternative. It was the first time with some wild herbs that I can found in this season. So some on the third slide, I introduce about some historical notion. So the recipe originated for practical and nutritional reasons, since Carasau bread, while crispy and ideal for long-term storage, was difficult to chew on its own and hard to digest when eaten dry. So by dipping it in broth, which could be made from meat or vegetables, the bread took in the liquids and flavors, becoming soft, flavorful, and nutritious, ready to provide energy to tackle the long work they spent tending the pastures and flocks. So in this way, the shepherds transformed a simple, humble food into a complete meal, combining carbohydrates, protein, and fat. I try to describe you what is pane carasau. It's a typical bread that is eaten in all Sardinia, and it's a bread made from flour, brewers, yeast, salt, and water. And it's shaped into flat rounds which rise in the oven and are then split into crispy bread rounds. So how to prepare the traditional recipe? The basis of the fratao consists of thin layers of broken or slightly floated carasau bread, softened with hot, flavorful broth, alternated with layers of fresh tomato sauce and seasoned with extra virgin olive oil. The resulting casserole is then topped with plenty of grated Sardinian pecorino cheese and poached eggs. So if you have difficulties in winter, it's hard to find fresh tomatoes. So you can make tomato sauce using the preserves you made in the summer. And just a tip for a good tomato sauce is to start with a light saute of olive oil, garlic, onion, and bay leaf, to which you add the tomatoes or the tomato sauce preserves, along with salt to taste. The longer you let it simmer, the more the sweet flavor of the tomatoes come out. The broth in Sardinia is traditionally made from sheep meat, and nowadays, to have a vegetarian version, you can replace it with a vegetable broth. The poached eggs are prepared at the very end and put on the top of the layers with the pecorino cheese. So as I told you, I tried to create a vegan version. I aim to use ingredients that are easy to find and to create a quick and simple recipe. So I choose to use some very flavorful wild herbs that can be found almost year-round in Sardinia. Maybe you know these also in your country. We have first ripwood plantain, then wild arugula, and wild fennel. To enhance the flavor of the herb base, I added wild garlic, wild thyme, and sun-dried tomatoes. Instead of the sheep meat broth, I made a broth with cabbage leaves, Savoy cabbage, and broccoli. Then I added carrots, onion, and bay leaves. Blend everything until smooth. To round out the dish with a source of protein for vegan, instead of eggs, I made a sauce using wheat germ, chickpea flour, and almond milk. As in the traditional recipe, I layered the Curacao bread, the herb base instead of tomato sauce, and the vegetable broth. On top, I spread the wheat germ and chickpea sauce and seasoned it with a pinch of nutmeg. So, as we say in Sardinia, it's bono bono meda, and have fun to repeat the recipe. If you have any questions, write me an email and we will see how to reproduce it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a very interesting presentation, and it is interesting to see someone trying to do vegan versions of traditional food, because usually in our part of Europe, traditional food is usually combined with all sorts of animal products. So I guess it's a big challenge. Okay, and now we will give the word to Emir Hadžić, who will present about Pungene paprika.
So, hello, and my name is Emir, as I already said, and today I will present like a traditional Balkan, or like almost every country in the the Mediterranean has like the almost the same things, like the filled bell peppers, but on every other countries they have differences. So in Bosnia, for example, we do it differently than in Italia or Spain, and I'll show you like my mother's recipe. She gave me this recipe so I can present to you, and yeah, we can start. Also, the Bosnia is also really influenced by Turkish culture or the Ottoman, so we have like similar things and similar food. So we can start now. So it looks like this. It's in some like sauce. It can be thick or like not so thick or watery if you prefer, and it's like it's filled bell peppers with rice and meat and some spices. It's actually simple to make, even though it doesn't look like that simple. It just takes like 2-3 hours to cook. Now for the recipe, you'll need half a kilo of minced meat, preferably not pork, because in Bosnia we don't eat pork mostly. 1 small cup of rice, 1 onion finely chopped, 1 egg, tablespoon of flour, the bell peppers for stuffing, tomato sauce, some water, 1 bay leaf, salt, pepper, or vegeta. We use a lot of vegeta in whole Balkan, so you can change it to different spices to your taste. Some oil, preferably sunflower, because of the you can use olive oil, but it will taste differently. Red paprika powder, and 1 packet of fand for stuffed paprika and sarma. It's like pre-mixed spices, especially made for the stuffed bell peppers. So instructions: first we prepare the filling. You wash the rice, 2 or 3 times. You finely chop the onion. If you have a machine, you can do it with machine. So like really fine, like finely chop. Put it in a bowl with minced meat and some rice, the onions, 1 egg, and 1 tablespoon of flour. You can add. You don't need the fund, but you can add like half a packet in the meat and half a packet in the sauce. The seasons you can use like pepper or like something else you just prefer. The second thing is you prepare the peppers. You wash the peppers. You don't need so many because you'll need a lot of meat for it. Like 7, 8, 10. 7 bis 10, you preferably. And you wash the bell peppers. You cut the top and remove the seeds. And you can like just fill the bell peppers with meat mixture. You put everything in the pot. Put half water and half tomato sauce until it's the whole paprikas are like covered, and put remaining fun seasoning packet in the sauce. Also, the bay leaf is optional. You don't need it, but you can use the bay leaf, and slowly cook until peppers are soft for like 2 hours, maybe more. I don't know for how long exactly, but it's different for every paprika, I think. And that's all. It's like also if the sauce is too thick or too watery, you can make it a bit thicker with a roux. Heat some oil in the pan. Put 1.5 tablespoons of flour and fry it until it's golden brown. Add red paprika powder and stir quickly, and pour the mixture in the sauce and cook it for like 5 to 10 minutes. It's when already the paprikas are done, you just put the roux, and it makes the sauce a bit thicker, so it's easier to eat. You can eat it with mashed potatoes or something you like, and enjoy. Thank you for your time, and I hope you can recreate this. It's not so hard, and I hope you can enjoy it.
Thank you very much for your presentation. It does look like a complicated recipe, but it is not that difficult, although it takes a lot of time. Do you have recipe without meat?
We have for me in my household we eat a lot of meat, so we don't eat the vegan things.
Because in Bulgaria we have 2 different recipes for Christmas, for example. We do one without meat, and during the whole winter we do one with meat. So that's why I asked. Yeah, but I believe that in every household they taste differently, even if the recipe is the same. I would give the word to Madam Vasilka Avramova, who will tell us about a traditional Bulgarian dish called zelnik. Zelnik is a traditional Bulgarian dish, but it is perceived more as a regional specialty than as a unique national dish, like banitsa, for example, because it is prepared mostly in the region of Sofia, Pernik, and as I know in Samokov also. It is emblematic of the culinary tradition of Western Bulgaria, and it is more popular in the Kyustendil, Pernik, and Pirin regions. Zelnik is a dough dish and was once prepared in the form of a sun, curled crust, and was eaten on weekdays and holidays. Unlike the standard banitsa, zelnik has a specific structure. A filling called cabbage is placed in a filling called cabbage is placed in the middle, which can be made from pickled cabbage, watercress, spinach, nettle, or leek, and the twisted crusts with cheese and eggs are arranged around it. It is considered a typical winter dish when sauerkraut is used, or pickled cabbage. But these are also spring variants with wild green leafy vegetables. Although it does not appear on official lists as the #1 national dish, zelnik is an integral part of our national culinary heritage and is one of the dishes with which Bulgaria presents itself to the world as an authentic destination for traditional cuisine. This dish contains two components: fried products and bread. The abundance of fat, vegetables, eggs, and cheese makes zelnik a staple food for the whole day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The first photo shows the original zelnik with hand-rolled crusts. You can see on the picture all the leafy vegetables that are put in the zelnik. And zelnik can be made from ready-made thin crusts purchased from the store. I will present my personal recipe and personally prepared zelnik from ready-made crusts or store-bought crusts. The crusts were purchased by me from the store. I prefer thicker rolled crusts because I put a lot of filling. If the crusts are thinner, they will soften a lot. I clean a few leek stalks from my garden, clean a large amount of green onion feathers from my garden, tear off a few bundles of sorrel leaves from my garden. For seasoning, I break off a large bundle of jojan, spice from my garden. Jojan is from the family of mint. And also, Madame Avramova said that she cuts really to really small pieces all these vegetables and fries them in the animal fat she mentioned earlier. And in this way, she makes the filling for the zelnik. So you can see on the picture the already fried vegetables. There is no, it's not, zelnik is called zelnik because you can see that the filling is green. So zelnik comes from green, from the word of green in Bulgarian. So here you can see the crusts. I put a lot of filling on them. I roll them and I put them in the pot. After this, and this is done after the filling has cooled. I also add shredded cheese, a few eggs, a cup of yogurt with a little baking soda in it. I spread the filling evenly and generously on each crust and roll it up. I arranged the finished rolls in a rectangular pan and spread melted butter on top. The zelnik is baked for 20 minutes at 200 degrees and another 30 minutes at 170 degrees Celsius. I remove it from the oven and put paper on top to smother the hot baked zelnik. On the picture, you see my own homemade zelnik. It is, of course, with a few changes in the recipe because the crusts are store-bought crusts, and this is the result of the everyday life of the fast-moving everyday life of modern housekeeper. Next slide, please.
Ами, ето, вече сядам да ям. За отбелязване е, че тази храна може да се ползва през целия ден. И сутрин, на закуска, на обяд и на вечеря, защото съдържа всичко необходимо за нахранването на организма. Аз много я харесвам. Ако ви хареса, пригответе си я, ще останете доволни.
This dish can be eaten both on its own and with yogurt, juice, etc. I really like this food. Here on the picture, I am ready to eat. Again, I want to specify that this food is suitable for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because it has everything you need for a good nutrition. And if you like the recipe, please try it at home and enjoy. I will give the word now to Madame Baltova and her two friends, who also said that they are dressed in traditional clothing specific to their region, Caravelovo. You can see them now, and they will sing us a song. In a garden bed, a maiden sowed her onion. The translation is from me. I tried to make a more poetic translation, so I hope you understand and enjoy the song. Госпожо Балтова, когато сте готова, когато сте готови.
В градинка на буклук сяла мома лук, в градинка на буклук сяла мома лук. Научил се мома клод да и бере лук, научил се мома клод да и бере лук. Нали си ми мили драг, хайди люби пак, нали си ми мили драг, хайди момко пак. В градинка до кайнах сяла мома мак, в градинка до кайнах сяла мома мак. Научил се млад да и бере мак, научил се млад юнак да и бере мак. Нали си ми мили драг, хайди люби пак, нали си ми мили драг, хайди люби пак. В градинка на пирва сяла мома прас, на градинка на пирва сяла мома прас. Научил се Атанас да и бере прас, научил се Атанас да и бере прас. Нали си ми мили драг, хайде нас хлопак, нали си ми мили драг, хайде люби пак.
Fun.
Thank you very much, and for the song. It's really in the topic of today's session, and I hope everyone saw from the text that usually in Bulgarian folklore, food is usually with different meanings. So it is interesting choice of song. Yes, thank you. Okay, and is there anything you'd like to say? Maybe show us your traditional clothing.
Може да се изправят, да ги видите в цял ръст.
Yes, so this is clothing from Caravelovo. This is holiday clothing, and you can see all the jewelry. Everything is handmade.
Тези, които са на Елена, по-младата жена, пактите, които са на Елена, са от нейната майка и са чисто сребро. Това са оригинални. Оригинални, чисто сребро, орнаменти. Просто не знам как да кажа.
Okay, so the jewelry on the belt, the central piece is from this lady's mother, and the belt is also with beads, and they are wearing original clothes that have been passed down from generations in their family. They call it pendari. Yes, it's from the. We have different variations. Some of them sew the monets on the fabric, yes, and others use them as necklaces or as headpieces, depending on the region too. Yes, and the ladies also specified earlier when we were doing the test session that in the region depends on which side of the head they wear the flowers. So on the left side, Как беше? На лявата страна е за омъжени. So on the left side, usually the married women would wear their headpiece with flowers on the left side, and on the right side are the young ladies who haven't yet been married. So this was like a code when they go to the dances in the middle of the village. Madame Baltova will show us her mother's barish, which is with a horse's hair is woven in the end of the. So this here is made with the base is with horse hair. So Madame Baltova said that in the Center for Traditional Crafts, they're now trying to restore the tradition of making of, I don't know if it's sewn or crocheted, this part, because they have found only one person who can do it today, and they're trying to learn it so they can preserve this craft, traditional craft. They're doing a Norwegian funded project to. And now we will, actually, I will present something. It's more of a personal reflection on the disappearing of bread in Bulgarian culture and modern Bulgarian culture, mainly in the cities and in the modern younger families. So I will share now. Yes, and now I will go to full screen. So my presentation is related to the food I associate with home, namely bread. So lately I have been thinking about how much modern people are distancing themselves from the most fundamental food in humanity's history. Wheat and cereal crops are among the main factors that gave rise to human civilizations. That is why bread and the various foods made from grains are so deeply embedded in traditional culture all over the world. Preserving grains and having a sustainable source of food and nutrition made it possible to have farm animals and to have food and to not have to change settlements. So this gave this opportunity to begin a human civilization. The significance of bread in Bulgarian traditional culture is very great. At every holiday, at every important event, and at the beginning of major activities, such as plowing, sowing, and threshing, bread is present in a specific form. There are strict rules about what the bread is made of. Is it white flour, regular flour, corn, wheat, millet, mixtures with or without sourdough, how it is decorated, how it is kneaded, when it is prepared, who prepares it, and to whom it will be offered, who will eat the bread. Here on the pictures, you can see examples of wedding breads. They were prepared for specific people involved in the wedding, such as the bride, the groom, and the best man. For some of these breads, there was a tradition that the flour had to be mixed firstly by a girl who hasn't yet participated in Saint Lazarus Day celebrations. So these are a few types of wedding breads. The one on the left side is the main bread that was eaten by everyone. On the right side, it is the bread that was offered specifically to the best man. here are two other breads for a best man. They have different specifics in different regions, but the symbols are technically the same. The bread is present in all holidays and rituals in traditional Bulgarian culture. It is inseparably woven into the human life cycle. Immediately after birth of a child, a ritual bread called Bogorodichna Pita is prepared as an offering to the Virgin Mary, from where the name of the bread derives. Bogorodica is Virgin Mary in Bulgarian, since it is believed that she is present at every childbirth and protects both the mother and the baby. Just as a person is welcomed into life with bread, they are also sent off with it when their earthly journey ends. We know a lot about bread in Bulgarian traditional culture, thanks to Bulgarian ethnographer Dimitar Marinov. He managed to document and compile a visual archive of more than 150 different types of ritual breads. However, this is only a part of the full diversity of breads found in Bulgaria and I believe all over the Balkan countries. This was the reality, of course, before the beginning of the 20th century. You can see here several examples of the bread he documented. And you can see that there are very different symbols and forms and also dimensions of the different breads. They were all used for different occasions. Most of these are made for Christmas. And we also have a lot of varieties of Christmas breads too. Here is another part. You could see that crosses, flowers, and also stamps that were made from wood are used in decorating bread. Gradually, though, throughout the 20th century, homemade bread began to disappear due to the rise of industrial production, of urbanization, and changes in the value system of Bulgarian society. Homemade bread was gradually replaced by store-bought and machine-produced bread. Many of the recipes are now present only in catalogs and ethnographic studies, as you saw in the previous images. In my childhood, for every holiday and for every important event, a ritual loaf or loaf of bread was prepared. And to this day, a special bread is always present at celebrations, especially at Christmas, when it is made at home and when we all join in to help with making the bread. Homemade bread was always eaten within seconds after it is taken out of the oven. However, I increasingly observe how bread is turning into a prop, a decoration for the celebration. Many people avoid eating bread and only take a small bite. So the loaf remains for days until it eventually dries out and it is thrown away. So I found a statistic, actually. I was surprised to see how much kilograms of bread and pastry was used to be eaten by a person per year. So you can see 181 kilograms of bread and pastry was consumed by a single person throughout the whole year in 1991. And it decreased to 69 kilograms today. Actually, the statistic is from 2021. So you can see more than 3 times people decrease their bread and pastry consumption for a year. And this is like 30 years of change, which is usually in anthropologic studies a very short period of time to make such a big change in the diet. And I understand that the course of social development cannot be stopped and that it is impossible to bring back traditional practices. However, it concerns me how much we are drifting away from our roots and replacing local foods with ones that in no way connect us to home and are so different from the taste of Bulgarian cuisine. Thank you for the attention.